Coach for a team that's as historically good as the Lynx are and or have been in third quarters this season. It's not often to see you on the wrong end of the tilted third, but if I recall correctly, Land takes one on the nose, hits the flagrant shot, puts you guys up 14, then 13-0 run from the Storm, and it kind of just went haywire after that. Was
Yeah.
there a specific, moment in Seattle's where you could kind of feel the tide turning, or is it kind of just a culmination
Yeah,
of
it wasn't just the third quarter. We got beat by 27 in the second half. So we only won one quarter in this game. That was the first quarter. Um, I think the turn started happening in the second quarter, to be honest with you. Could feel it at halftime coming out. When you're trying to convince your team that you're gonna have to play the first five like it's the last five. And then I thought that they ratcheted up pressure and then we wanted foul calls and foul calls weren't happening. And we didn't have a level of aggression that Seattle had at the defensive end. They made their own breaks and they played off of them. And we allowed them to do that. And we didn't provide the resistance at the other end. And, they kicked our ass in the second half.
And then I can't remember what point it was in the game, but we saw Isaac take a fall while backpedaling to get back to something and didn't see him up there afterwards. I'm just curious if that's, protocol when a WNBA official gets
You
injured.
can't go, you can't go.
Do they have officials if it's
Not to the playoffs.
All right. And then also at the end of the third quarter, there's clearly a message relayed from Skylar Diggins to the Lynx bench, which led to, a little bit of a dust up. We also saw you having a conversation with her about midcourt in the waning seconds. Just curious if you can tell us any more about either of those.
I just told her I appreciate her level of compete.
Land does go out with that bloody nose, comes back relatively quickly after that. Just, I know we talk about it a lot, but just Land's ability to bounce back from those situations and her toughness to at least try to give it a go afterwards.
No, she was great. And she always does that for us. And appreciate her getting back out there.
And then obviously, Fee comes back to the lineup. It means Jessica Shepard's minutes and role are a little decreased. Just how difficult is it when you have really 8.5, 9 starters on this team to kind of balance those rotations,
Yeah.
especially in a game like this?
Yeah, especially in a game like this, where, I get to the end of the game and wish we'd done some things differently. Wish Jess would have played more. Wish Nay would have played more. Things like that. Yeah, maybe even, T on some level. And when you're not successful, that's certainly what you start to think about.
How do you try to defend the length that they have? Obviously their bigs were out shooting threes, they're inside, outside. How do you try to attack that, knowing that you don't have that size advantage?
On the offensive end or
Yeah,
defensive
on the
end?
offensive.
I mean, I think it's not the first time that we see it. Every time we play, we see size and we see length. Us in Seattle, we talked about it before the game, or the two leading shot block. We just gave them 10 shot blocks. I mean, that's, it's completely unaware on the offensive end, complete unawareness, and just continue to shoot into them. And as if we did not prepare, if we did not discuss what do you do when this happens. We probably did it, less than a handful of times where we, were able to play around the bigs, but credit to Seattle. They come in here and obviously didn't go their way early, and they kept competing and they walked out of here celebrating on our floor.
What do you need to see from the team to bounce back and play Lynx basketball?
I mean, play some fucking defense, man. Play some defense. Act like that end matters. We have not done that in a long time. And that was the focus. And so you play one quarter of defense. That's it. And then understand we told them how the team was going to adjust. We told them what Seattle was going to be looking for. We had 12 deflections on the game. That tells you everything. Thanks, everybody. Got anything?
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.